Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the wildfires that are happening right now and how you can help those that have been affected. So as I'm sure you may be aware, there have been devastating wildfires in Nova Scotia and thousands of people have been displaced. I live in Halifax. I'm about 20 odd kilometers away from where the fires are currently. I've had family and friends and even clients evacuated from the fires. It's a big area that has been evacuated. There's been approximately 200 homes burnt or lost during the fires, and that's taken its toll on a lot of people, and it's been a pretty scary time to be in the city. But like I said, I really want to talk about how we can help and how we can, hopefully make things a bit better for the people that have gone through quite a traumatic experience. For me, it's my first time really experiencing wildfires. I was actually coming out of a closing appointment with clients of mine, and we've just done the congratulations, you've got a condo, we were really happy, and then we got the emergency alert happen, and it said there was a wildfire out of control. And we all kind of looked at each other like, wildfires? Because I haven't lived in Halifax while there's been them. There's been a few, I'd say a couple, about 10 years ago. So it's, for most of us, it's pretty fresh and pretty new experience. As I was driving back home, I could just see this plume of smoke, and that's when I was like, wow, this is really a big deal. And then they started evacuating more and more people, and then we started seeing video footage of people who've made it through the fires and what it looked like, and it was a lot. And I had a lot of friends in the area, people I was reaching out to, and it was really hard to get your head wrapped around the idea that some of these people were leaving their houses and they may never get to go back. And unfortunately, that is the reality for a lot of people. I actually had to travel and fly out to Montreal, so I spent most of the week and most of the time where the fires were getting worse or getting better, and having to watch it via social media, and I didn't really comprehend at the time how hard that was going to be. I spoke to Jean before I left. I was like, do you want me to stay? She was like, no, I think we'll be okay. And then I think it was the Tuesday night where a secondary fire started up, and that was a lot closer to us. And I think her family and my family had contacted her to say pack a bag and let us know if we can help her and that kind of stuff. And then I had to call her from Montreal to figure out what stuff we should take, and I really didn't like not being there. I felt quite guilty not being there. And fortunately for me, that was all a precaution, and we didn't have to evacuate, and so far we haven't had to evacuate. But it was just a small taste of what a lot of people experience, especially people who were initially in that first kind of flare up when the first fire started, that were caught very much unaware that they literally just had to grab and go. And it wasn't enjoyable for me in the small taste of it that I had. So I think there's a lot of us that have been affected by the fires and have been affected by seeing friends and families get displaced, and knowing that there's a lot of people that are going through really difficult times right now. And I think a lot of us just want to reach out and support and try and help people in any way that we can. And that's kind of something that's always been special about Halifax, is that we do value around as a community, and we do try and help people. So let's talk about how we can help. So there are a few things that you can do to help those that have been affected by the wildfires. You can donate to the Red Cross. The Red Cross is providing food, shelter, and other essential assistance to those who have been displaced by the fire. Those donations don't just go to Halifax, they also go to the Shelburne County fire, where that is actually a larger fire. And there's a community that's been really hit hard. I believe I read online that 50% of the population down there is under an evacuation order, which is a huge amount of people. You can also volunteer your services. There's a lot of organizations that are looking for volunteers to come and help. There's going to need to be a volunteer effort to help with the cleanup, getting rid of the debris, probably help to do some of the rebuild. Obviously there's volunteer firefighters right now that are going in and having to fight. And I think one thing that I don't think we've spoken about is that normally for firefighters, from what I'm being told, they usually do 4-hour shifts, then try and rest and recover because of how hot they can get, and then they're replaced by another crew that go in. Most of the firefighters here are doing 12 to 16 hour stints without breaks, because there's just not enough people to put the fires out. I've also seen a lot of people offering spare rooms out, offering cottages, just trying to help those that have displaced have a place to stay and a place to call home. So there's lots of different things you can do within the community to help right now. I know that the wildfires have been a difficult time for everyone in the city, and it does feel like we're all on high alert, and it doesn't take much for there to be a flare up or there to be smoke, or we can kind of see things starting to escalate quickly when it's coming to these fires, and it can be quite scary when it happens. Obviously we saw the WAG burn down in downtown Halifax, which doesn't look like it was actually part of the forest fires. It looked like it was a separate incident, but several fires on the actual peninsula downtown happened, and it was hard to work out if that was what the causes of some of these things were. And it just felt at one point we had fires in Hammer Plains and Tantallon, fires down by Prospect, fires over in Fall River, and then parts of downtown were doing fires, and it just seemed like we were just surrounded by fires or emergency response situations, and that can feel overwhelming. But I think it's important to remember there's a lot of good in the world. As of recording this right now, there has been no recorded deaths, which, considering how big these fires have been, how many separate incidents they have, I mean, in some of the pictures you can see these flames are like 100 feet high, or and it's incredible to think that no one has died. I mean, I know people have lost homes and businesses have been affected, and that's terrible, but the fact that everyone survived is actually quite incredible. It has also been amazing to see just the amount of work that the first responders have put in place to keep so many people safe, from police directing traffic and helping assist with evacuations, for the firefighters and the D&R people that have come in, the volunteers from across the country that have come to help, whether it's bring planes over, bring water bombers over, fight the fires, clear debris. There's a lot of people that are like on the front line, putting their neck on the line to keep a lot of people safe, and that's incredible. And it does give you that strong sense of the community, which I think is really important to acknowledge right now. Like I said earlier, I'm recording this Friday morning. We are expecting rain over the weekend. I think it's probably the first time I lived in Halifax where I've heard people be like actually wanting and praying for rain, because I think it would aid in getting the fires down significantly. So hopefully we do have a very rainy weekend and next week, because we really do need that help and support from Mother Nature. And like I said, hopefully we can start to get the fires contained, everything put out, and then we can start to help each other kind of get back, rebuild, and hopefully recover whatever we can, so that people can start to feel safe again. I hope you are all keeping safe, and I hope that if you have been affected by fires, that you are getting the support that you need. I've always struggled with making videos about events like this, because I never want to be trying to tag on to tragedy like that, but I just felt that because it is such a big event and because there is so much happening, I think there's a lot of us that just really want to help and offer support in any way we can. So that's really why I put this video together. I'm going to put the link to the Red Cross site in the description below. But like I said, I hope everyone's keeping safe. Hopefully by the middle of next week, the fires will be under more control, and we can all start to pull together the community and help each other. So thank you all for watching, and look after each other.